Well, hi, everybody, and welcome into the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show on a Monday. We are back in the studio. Of course, we were out Wednesday watching a little state title football, but we are back today. Aren't you glad to be back in the studio, Coach?
I am glad to be back in the studio. Glad to be home. Glad to be off a little bit this morning.
Yes, sir. We're in our office here, looks like, at Gordonwood Stadium. What better place is there to be?
There's not.
Well, we, of course, enjoyed some state title football last week. I know you enjoyed it a little bit more than we did, and we'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. We were having a little fun with our elf and reindeer names before we came on the air. You want to know what your reindeer name is?
Yes.
All right. This is a different one right here. You were born in February, right?
Yes, sir.
You are Coco Jolly Toes. Let's see what Derek stuck
Jolly
in.
Toes. I don't know what that means, but everyone used to call my mother Coco.
Really?
So, yes.
See, there you go. There's
Coco
something to
Jolly
that.
Toes.
All right, let me see. I got this. Derek Stuckley is Blizzard Silver Knights. That's not very funny.
Silver Knights.
Star is Coco. Coco Pointy Socks. All right, so there's your reindeer. Coco Pointy Socks.
I'm Twinkle Toes or something. You're Pointy Socks. Maybe your Pointy Socks got my Twinkle Toes.
Oh, but Star don't ever wear any socks.
No, she wears flip-flops.
She does. I couldn't be seen in flip-flops. I have nothing against them. You just will never catch me in flip-flops.
Really?
You won't catch me in my bare feet. If I go to the pool or somewhere, I'm covering my feet.
Yeah, I don't go anywhere barefooted either, even in my own house. I don't like walking on.
I agree.
You know, when I was a youngster, I could run on rocks or do whatever. I was always barefooted, but now I can't even walk outside to get something out of my car without feeling like something's shooting at me.
Exactly. So I'm wearing socks or shoes or something all the time. Even to bed, I wear my I wear my Hoka shoes.
Really?
I like them so much.
Golly, how'd you get that foot up that far? Man, that's crazy.
I'm sorry.
Something good that. Yeah. How do you
Cookie
do that?
Monster.
I'm sort of impressed with that.
I'm pretty limber for a guy my age.
Yes, you are.
Man, how you know?
And he did make a 13-yard field goal.
Sure did.
Hey.
I had a friend over, Joe Reeves, came over and stayed with me. I played with him in high school, so he came down for a couple of days to have Christmas with his family, and we were talking about football, and we watched the old highlight video or whatever, just reminiscing, and then all of a sudden on the Facebook, someone popped up trying to kick like a 3-yard field goal, and he looked at me, he goes, "Carl Wayne, did you see that? He couldn't kick that 3-yard field goal?" I'm like,
hey, it was 13 yards.
Oh, it's 13 yards.
From the 3-yard line. I put that up because the Cowboys kicker Greg Zuerlein missed 2 extra points yesterday.
Yeah.
Good grief. And it's funny because Matt McCrane, he'll post every week. You watch and see who misses extra points and field goals. It happens every game now.
I know it.
Yeah, what has happened to
But you know what? They don't find value in someone that can kick points. They find value in someone that can kick it past the goal line. That doesn't make sense.
I agree. They're looking for, who can kick the longest instead of accurate.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh, and I don't understand because that's going to cost teams in the playoffs and stuff.
You think sometime they'd learn. Just going over offensive schemes and things like that, you see some innovations in the NFL where they're doing more of a college or basically a high school style offense, because in high school, people aren't afraid to be innovative. In the college levels, they're starting to be innovative. But if you go back to and really watch most of the NFL games, they're old school, they're traditionalists, and they just do what they do. It's the NFL way or whatever, so that backwards way of thinking. I don't understand why they don't they get so stuck in their ways.
They
and
do.
They have, this guy's got to be able to do this, he's got to do that. I remember back in the day when the quarterback punted.
Yeah.
Things like that, but we have to specialize, or if you can't kick it in the end zone, then you can't kick a field goal. Mm-hmm. And from what I understand by speaking with Matt, the reason that people aren't biting on him is as much as because consistently kicking it through the end zone. But I'd rather consistently kick it through the uprights that gives me points than I would the other one. So maybe someone will wisen up, and like we talked about before, pick him up, man. He's a quality person and a quality kicker.
And, of course, in the XFL, he was perfect, had 3 field goals over 50 yards, didn't miss, was player of the week twice. You know, the USFL is starting up in February, March. Maybe somebody might give him a shot.
Yeah.
I sure hope.
Me too.
Because he deserves another shot.
Yeah, he's still out there grinding and working to be the master of his craft. That's why he's so good. You know, he's confident when he has opportunities. He hasn't gone in and failed. He's been successful everywhere he's been. So maybe one day one of them wisen up and realize they need somebody that's consistent.
Boy, no doubt about that. All right. We'll talk some more football in a moment here, some high school football. And, hey, we've got some matinee basketball had earlier today at Warren Gym, right?
Yeah, we'll get some results to you on Wednesday, but our Lady Lions are hosting San Angelo Lakeview. Those games will be were started at 10:10, 11:30, and then our Lions will play at 11:15 and 12:45. And then, of course, tomorrow our Lions basketball team will travel to Snyder, and they'll play at 10 o'clock, 11:15, and a 12:30 game. So we got some action going on in Warren Gym today, and then our boys will travel tomorrow. Results from last week, our boys played at home. You know, we weren't able to do the radio show last Wednesday, so we weren't able to get results, but our boys played a really good Abilene Cooper team. Abilene Cooper jumped out to like a 16-3 lead, and our kids were just resilient, and they kept pressing the pace of the game, and I think we wore them down in the second quarter. Got back in that ball game, and then sort of took over the third quarter, and it was back and forth. I mean, like I said, a good Cooper basketball team. And I think our kids just wore them down and were victorious in that game, and then dropped the game to Wichita Falls Rider, a 5A school along with Cooper. So dropped that game, but expect them to get back in the win column. And our Lady Lions have stumped their toe, losing to Burnett and losing to Abilene Wiley, but hopefully they'll get back on track today against San Angelo Lakeview, and then go into the break. A Christmas break before we kick off the Holiday Classic on the 28th.
All right, that'll be fun next week at the Coliseum and Warren Gym. 25 teams and from all over the place, 57 games, and really looking forward to the Holiday Classic.
Yeah.
All right, are you talking about all-district football today?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's do it.
With the victory from Stephenville in the state championship game, everybody has completed their season now, so we're able to release the all-district selections to the news or radio. So on our side, I know Stuckley may post, the entire district results, but on our side, superlative was Junior Martinez was a special teams MVP, which I think that's a big deal. That's a punter, kicker, sort of what we were talking about earlier, someone that punts, someone that kicks, someone that kicks extra points. And Junior Martinez was unanimous pick on that, so congratulations to Junior. He's only a sophomore. Look for great things to happen. First team all-district offensively were Conlon Anderson, running back. Conlon rushed for almost 2,000 yards. Brandon Steele was first team all-district offensive guard. Jason Jackson was the first team all-district outside receiver. And Elias Huerta Dowd was the first team all-district inside receiver. Making the second team all-district offensive team, Chance Jones at quarterback, Ethan Pacina at center, and Case Markham at inside receiver. On our second, we didn't have any first team defensive selections, but on our second team all-district, Quentin McCarty, defensive tackle, and Quentin Thompson, safety. And then honorable mention players for us were Thad Hines as receiver, Alex Reyna at offensive guard, Slade Espinosa at tackle, and Christian Chambers at tight end.
All right, there you go. Congratulations to those young men right there. And, man, a lot of those names you mentioned will be back next year on the field for the Brownwood Lions.
Matter of fact, there'll be there's 3 seniors in that bunch, 4 seniors. The rest will be coming back.
There you go. I'm really proud of Junior Martinez, by the way, as a sophomore, the special teams MVP
that's
right
a big
there.
Deal.
All right. You ready to talk some high school football, more high school football?
Bet I am.
Of course, you spent 3 days in Arlington for the state championship weekend. Stephenville, China Spring get their champions. I missed the Stephenville game just a little bit, but when you turn the ball over 4 times to start the game, that's pretty tough.
Turned the ball over 4 times in 1 quarter.
Yeah, but how about that Eakin kid from Stephenville?
Coy Aiken?
Wasn't he a beast?
Yeah, if he didn't open some eyes of some people at that game on Friday, then Saturday, whenever it was, Saturday, something's wrong. He's another kid. He's committed to Tarleton, I know, but man, that kid can play. And I'm sure that those guys, I was able to sit in a luxury box with some college coaches, and they were sitting there recruiting as the games went on and getting names and looking at rosters and all that. So if he hadn't opened someone's eyes, I don't know what will, because that kid can play football.
Yeah, broke a record, 187 receiving yards. He had an interception. He caused a turnover, and
Yes.
what did he not do? At
Yeah,
that
you know,
game?
that speaking of turnovers, the ball that was underthrown, that was intercepted, he had the wherewithal to chase the guy down and punch the ball out, and his other teammate caught it and ran it right back into the end zone. That was a big play.
All right, any other surprises this past weekend?
Yeah, you know, the May game was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
You know, tip my hat to the May Tigers. They've been in the state championship 2 years in a row, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. Or, you know, you get that far, it's a bad feeling. You get that far and you're not successful, and you feel like that you've done nothing. And it's just the opposite. Those kids will grow up, you know, and through time they'll realize what they've done for the last 2 years is extremely special. You know, but that was a surprise to me that they dropped that game. But those kids played extremely hard and fought. And that Westbrook team was a good football team.
Boy, no doubt. Lorena beating Brock. I'd picked Brock in that game, but you picked Lorena.
Yeah,
you knew something there.
Yeah, just watching that offense and then looking, you know, like I said, they dropped their game to China Spring by 1 point. You know, I mean by one touchdown. I'm sorry, but I just watched them a couple of games in the playoffs and just felt that offense was pretty powerful. And you know, that number 4 that ran for him was a back. He was a backup.
Oh, wow.
Their starting running back got hurt, and he came in later in the season and was special. He was really
man,
good.
no doubt. Well, you went. Congratulations, you win our picks over the past 4 weeks. You went 8-4 in your state title games. I was 5-7. Star even beat me. Good grief, went 6-6
Nice.
in the
Good
12
job,
state
Star.
title games. Good heavens.
job.
But in the 4 weeks, Coach, you finished 54-16. Carl went 45-25, and Star 28-42. So there you go.
I would like to take my Dr. Pepper and disperse it through my colleagues. That would be Stuckley gets 2, Star gets 2, and Carl, you get 2.
Well,
Dr.
bless
Peppers.
you, Coach.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right, I do have to point out Dallas South Oak Cliff beating Liberty Hill 28-14 on Saturday.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Oh, man, I'm happy for South Oak Cliff. That is the first Dallas ISD school to win a state title since 1958, Booker T. Washington.
That is correct.
And and South Oaks Cliffs, and they've had some great players. You know, Harvey Martin and some others, but their first ever state championship.
That's correct. You know that Dallas Carter won one in '82, I think, but it was stripped from them for playing
Yeah.
illegal players.
Oh, that's
Not
right.
illegal, but kids, ineligible players is what happened.
Yeah,
So it's the first time since the '50s that they've won a state championship.
no doubt. You picked that Austin West. You know, Geyer led in that game a lot in the first half, but Westlake had a huge late second quarter and second half and beat up on Geyer pretty good.
You know, the Saints whooped up on the Buccaneers last night. They beat them 9-0, and when going to show value of what a extra field goal kicker will do for you. And I kept thinking the same thing as I thought the Geyer game. You know, Geyer was in the game. I was like, it's only time before Westlake gets going offensively and they start putting points on the board, and that happened. And I thought the same thing in the NFL game, but Tampa Bay never could get it done. So they hung around. I got to tip my hat to Geyer. They played a good football game. It was a real good game until midway through the third quarter, and then they were down. They were actually up. I think they scored 17 unanswered, and that was it after that.
They did. And, of course, we have to have hats off to China Spring and Major Bowden. They win a championship. His bigger brother wins a Division III
That
college
was
championship.
cool, wasn't it?
On the same day.
On the same day, Tommy Bowden wins a national championship at Mary Hardin Baylor, and Major Bowden leads his team to victory and wins a state championship and was selected the offensive MVP. And I don't know who they could have picked someone else. I mean, it was the Major Bowden show for sure.
Yeah, he will move on. I wonder if he's getting any looks.
I think he's going to Mary Hardin Baylor, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Of course, they moved Tommy, big brother, to safety this year, and he had 6 tackles the other day, so he's playing well on the defensive side of the ball.
Both of them very athletic young men.
No doubt. But I guarantee you, Major goes, he's playing offense, okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
I will not say anything.
Okay. Well, I just did.
You did.
Anyway, congratulations. That's pretty amazing stuff right there. All right, anything else football-wise or otherwise get your fancy, Coach?
Well, I just want to congratulate you and Star. Appreciate your effort. Sometimes you fall on your face, but I'm encouraging you to get up next year. When we kick the Pick'ems off next year, maybe Stuckley will be able to play. He won't be on the injured reserve list, and I'll have a little competition.
That's right. Well, you will if Stuckley plays. Trust me.
I'm not scared.
All right. Stuckley missed. He missed a
I am
couple
sort
of.
of scared Stuckley. Don't get. I'm sorry.
Stuckley would have been in on this, but he missed a couple of mornings. He was off covering meetings or something like that, new stuff. So.
Yeah, I won't talk smack, Stuckley, because I lean on you for some selections.
Hey, Derek can talk smack. He was giving me a hard time about my Motley County pick over Strawn. That didn't work out too good.
Sure didn't.
Way to go, Strawn.
Game.
Huh?
Didn't even play a full game.
No, they stopped with 3 minutes and 8 seconds into the third quarter, left in the third quarter.
Man, I just knew Motley County was, and I just thought LBJ would beat Stephenville. Boy, was I wrong on that
I
thing.
told you that wasn't going to happen.
If they hadn't had all the turnovers, could have been a closer
Ifs
game.
and buts for candy and nuts, and all have a Merry Christmas. Those weren't just by chance
I know.
turnovers. That defense was getting after them, and they were pulling a panic.
I watched some of the game. Derek was watching it, and I was in the office. How did the big number 42 linebacker, did he have a pretty good game?
His defensive MVP.
Was he? Well, I guess he was pretty
shows.
good then.
Yeah, he's special.
Oh, man. Somebody should be looking at him, too, with his size and speed and quickness.
I know Howard Payne was.
Okay. Well, he'd fit good in that yellow jacket uniform.
Sure would. Same color.
Mercy. All right, so high school football season is gone. Brownwood, we can say we lost to 2 state champions this past 2 years. How many teams could actually say that?
Well, I
bet
wish
few.
I wasn't saying it, but it happened.
It does, and it happens. That just goes to show our strength of
Yeah, I
schedule.
was fixing to say, just shows the strength of schedule.
You know, our 10 regular season games, 8 of those teams made the playoffs, so or 7 or 8. So there you go.
5 of our 6 losses were to top 10 teams, so 2 of them top 1 teams.
Exactly. All right. Hey, speaking of that, anything new on your scheduling for next year? Is it still pretty much what we've talked about before?
I'm open week 2 and week 5. I'm working on that. I got some potential there. I talked to Hershey, and we both agreed to pencil that game in because of distance, and if we can find a closer matchup for both of us, we will. But right now they're in pencil. They're not in pen, and we got a penciled in week 5, and a lot of that's based on travel. Based on travel where we have to go, who may be in our district. So, I got Stephenville on there if we're not in the same district as a possible game. So, I'll know really a lot about that on the 1st of February when we get realigned. And then you start scrambling hard for games. If you get to the mid-afternoon and you hadn't found a game yet, it's pretty tough to have those games done. I mean, you can go the next day and you won't be able to find a game. So I'll have coaches in different parts of the state in case, not in case, we will have to find some. As soon as we know what direction we're going, we'll start meeting with people at the sites that we're at and be on the phone and trying to find games as quickly as possible.
6 weeks, we'll find out.
That's correct.
All right, a day that's highly anticipated by sports fans, high school sports fans everywhere. Hey, Coach, good stuff today.
Yeah, it was good today.
Man,
Glad
all
to be back
district-
in the
Yeah,
station.
absolutely. We missed Wednesday, but hey, we're back. We'll be back again this Wednesday too. Coach, anything else?
Yes, before I forget, I wanted to mention that Olivia Fowler was selected as an all-state volleyball player, so I missed that, but I noticed that she received that award, and I hadn't got to see her to congratulate her, but congratulations to her for being selected to the all-state volleyball team.
She was the server of the year in our district
She
at
sure was.
22
I'm
aces.
telling you, man, when she served, we gained points, and I'm talking 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I mean, we were in some games that were like we're behind, and when she got through serving, we were up. I mean, she was special at that. I don't know what it is about how she
had
serves.
kind of a knuckleball, but it was a low line drive, kind of a knuckleball
and even
looking
sometimes
serve.
putting that top spin on it where
Yeah.
the ball's down. It's an art.
Oh.
And, she's good at it.
She was amazing. No doubt about that. So glad you got that in there.
You bet.
All right, Coach, anything else?
Yeah, let's thank those that make this show possible. Auto Glass Magic, Bruner Auto Group, Syntex Bonding and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Henrik Medical, Howard Enterprises, Humphrey Peets, Landmark Life, MC Bank, Painter & Johnson Associates, Smith & Sharp Agencies, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, The Real Talk with Chad Valdez Podcast, Western Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, and Willie's Tees. Thanks for what you do so that we can do this twice a week.
You bet, Coach, and we will. We'll see you back here again on Wednesday.
I'll be here on Wednesday.
See you on Wednesday, Coach. Wait a minute, I'm waiting for your line.
Oh, have a great day, Brownlee. Sorry, I apologize.
We're out of practice since we didn't do a show Wednesday.
All right, retake. Try it again.
Hey, Coach, we'll see you again on Wednesday.
You bet. Have a great day, Brownlee.
Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director Savvy Burdett on the Coaching Show every Monday and Wednesday at this time here on KOXC 101.3, your KOXC KBWD Facebook, and video streamed as well at KOXC.com.